Don't sacrifice lifestyle for price. Find affordable and active retirement communities in the North Idaho area. Affordability does not always mean lower quality. Is there such a thing as affordable retirement in stunning North Idaho? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at some of these communities, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe below. Tap that bell so you can be notified every time we talk about something going on up here in the North Idaho area. I'm Reed Wilson with Revealing North Idaho. I try to bring new content every week, a little bit about what's going on here in North Idaho area, a little bit about the lifestyle, the real estate. Been an active realtor in Idaho for 20 years, and about half that time's been up here in the North Idaho area. So today, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about affordability and some of these different communities and what they have to offer. We're going to take a look at some of these different areas, and I've broken these areas down into what I think are some of the affordable areas, and I've utilized areas that I feel like would be a little better for retirement. If that's what you're looking to do, they would have areas of active senior lifestyle. They would have some kind of affordability and some closeness to some medical services. So let's take a look at these. The first one I was thinking of was Post Falls. Medium home sales price there in the Post Falls area, $510,000. It does have a very close proximity to the Coeur d'Alene area. So, you know, if you're wanting to be in Coeur d'Alene or be in North Idaho and have that tourist feel and be close to all that's going on, the restaurants and the activities that go on, this is a great place because it does have a close proximity to the Coeur d'Alene area. Lower cost of living compared to a lot of urban areas. Active senior community, you know, they've got golf, pickleball, hiking, boating, biking, a lot of those things in that Post Falls area. And healthcare is accessible right there in the community. There are a couple different little hospitals there. I shouldn't say little hospitals, there's a couple hospitals there that in some specialized services. So that might be a great option. Plus it's close to the Washington border. So depending on what type of insurance you might have, or services, medical services you might need where there's more specialized services just across the border, 20 minutes away into that Spokane Valley and Spokane, Washington area. Number two I was thinking about was Rathdrum. Medium home sales price, $560,000. We've jumped up a little bit, but there are some extremely affordable housing options in around that $400,000 range. New homes that are coming in real close to that high 3, low 4s right now. 2-bed, 2-bath, closer to that 1,200 to 1,300 square feet or a little smaller. There is also some 55 and older communities right there in the Rathdrum area. And then we also have Twin Lakes right there with Twin Lakes Golf Community. And that is a great community right there that has a beautiful golf course. You buy into that community. Most of the people there are retired. You get golf with your HOA fee there for the community. It sits right there on Twin Lakes. So they have a little marina. They've got pickleball courts, tennis courts, swimming pool. So a lot of amenities right there. Might be something worth looking at if you're looking for something that maybe offers a more active lifestyle right in and around the property. So lower property taxes there in a lot of the areas in that Rathdrum area. Close-knit community atmosphere, you know, like we talked about, a lot of 55 and older people in that community, and has a lot of scenic natural surroundings right there, especially if you get up there closer to that Twin Lakes area with the lake and the mountains. So might be something worth looking at. Going on to the next community, which is just up the road from Rathdrum, about 7-8 miles, and that would be Spirit Lake. Spirit Lake comes in with a medium sales price of around $538,100. And it, just like it sounds in the name, Spirit Lake. There's a lake right there, so you do have some lakeside living. It is budget friendly with the real estate, so you can find some lower price properties in that area. Outdoor recreation opportunities, if you like boating, fishing, hunting, hiking, all those types of things can be had right there in that Spirit Lake area. And so it does make it a nice area if you're looking for a place to retire that's beautiful, that you can continue to be active. So, and with that small town community feel, does come with some lower living expenses. Moving on, we're going to go south of Coeur d'Alene area now, down into that St. Mary's area. Medium sales price, $319,500. It is one of the lowest cost of living areas in the region. Does have, a rich community culture there. Affordable housing market like we just talked about. Proximity to natural attractions. Senior-friendly infrastructure. One thing you might be looking at, the first ones we all talked about, you had great proximity to health facilities there in Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, and even right over into that Spokane area. Dropping down into St. Mary's, you don't have as much access to health facilities. Now, not very far away, there is a pretty good, nice health facility right there on the reservation in Plummer. So there is something fairly close. And then, of course, from there, you're not too bad of a drive back up 95 to facilities there in the Coeur d'Alene area or over into that Spokane area. But nice little area for, lower cost living. Very, like we talked about, senior friendly infrastructure. So great area over there. They're right along the St. Joe River, close to Coeur d'Alene Lake. From that bottom side, there is hunting, fishing, water activities, biking, hiking. There's a lot of stuff right there in that area. You've got a state park down in that area. It's beautiful if you like camping or just getting out. You've got the Trail to Coeur d'Alene if you want to walk or hike, ride your bike, from Plummer, goes all the way over into Harrison and then clear over into the Silver Valley, 72 miles along that Trail to Coeur d'Alene. So there are some neat things down in around that area. Might be worth taking a look, especially with that more budget-friendly housing down there. Thinking about relocating to the North Idaho area? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I've linked it down below. From top employers, the best hospitals, and a whole lot more information of things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is this guide is 100% free. That's right, it's 100% free. Just click the link in the description below or the top pinned comment. Hope this helped. The next one, we're going to go up north a little ways into the Bonners Ferry area. Medium sales price now is up around that $515,000. So this little mountain town here has a little higher medium price range, but you can still buy some homes. They're typically those little bit older home, maybe, might need a little work or, 2 bed, 1 bath, something like that. But you can get down in that under that 300,000 range or low 300,000. So there still are some properties up in that area that are fairly affordable, especially if you kind of roll over a little bit outside of that community over in like the Moy Springs area or something like that. Very affordable housing, beautiful, scenic, natural beauty up in that area, low population density. So it does offer a unique retirement lifestyle up there. There again, they've got fishing and hunting and hiking, all those things. They've got a casino there. You're very close to the Canadian border from there or over into Montana. So a lot of amenities right there in that Bonners Ferry area. So something like that might be worth taking a look at. The next one I wanted to talk about was Hayden. Hayden, Idaho, just right there. It's by that Rathdrum in the Coeur d'Alene area. Now, the medium sales price there is $541,511. You can find just a little bit of everything there in the Hayden area. You've got Hayden Lake, so it does offer just a beautiful North Idaho feel to it with the pine trees, the mountains right there. So if you're looking for a community to have a home that also has, say, the pine trees and some of that stuff growing up in your subdivision or neighborhood, this is one of those places that really has that North Idaho feel. Just very, suburban comfort, family-friendly environment. A lot of parks and green spaces there. There can be very reasonable housing prices. Now, land's a little more expensive there in the Hayden area, so it is going to be higher than what we'd find in the Rathdrum and certainly the Post Falls area. And even some of the Coeur d'Alene area, but it does get you out of that Coeur d'Alene downtown area if that's something you're looking to do, to get out of the crowds, but you still want a lot of that North Idaho feel that feels like you're on vacation all the time. This area would certainly have it close to medical facilities with Kootenai Medical just right down 95, or into Post Falls, or you're still not very far, 30 minutes from the Spokane area to get additional medical services if that was something that was needed. Let's talk about Sandpoint. Sandpoint, Idaho, medium sales price, $700,000. So you really jump up into a high medium sales price, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Because that's just the medium sales price, there are still properties there in that Sandpoint area that you can buy under $300,000. There are still some condos and townhomes in that lower price range, the high 200, low 300,000s. Obviously, as you can tell from that medium sales price range, they have properties that go all the way up well over $1 million, and especially if you want to be there by Lake Pend Oreille or get over into that Dover area or something like this. But this little artistic community, known for their farmers markets and kind of this eclectic atmosphere, all these quaint little shops, wonderful restaurants, that type of thing. So it's just a wonderful place to go, and obviously with the medium sales price up where it is, you can see that it is attracting a lot of people because it just has a lot to offer. Lakes, you got Schweitzer ski area just up the mountain, biking, hiking, fishing, hunting, whatever it is you might want to do. Pickleball, they just have a little bit of everything over in that area. So a little bit of higher price point on some of those, but this little community does offer, like we talked about, some great moderate housing costs and a lot of cultural events for seniors. So might be something worth looking into. It's a great area, and they have some great areas just outside of that Sandpoint area, like Pend Oreille and Hope, Laclede, and then even if you go a little further to the west, that Priest River area, but then you start getting away from some of medical services. Sandpoint does have medical services right there in that little town, so something to kind of keep in mind. Number 8, this is the last one I had in mind, and we're going to go down into the Silver Valley. I was thinking of the Wallace, but we can group Kellogg in with that, and there's a few other little towns, like Kingston and so that down in that area. But Wallace, this little historic town, has a medium sales price of $250,000. So if you're looking for affordable housing, this would certainly be a place you could look. Great little town. It's a unique mining town heritage there. Very low cost of living, preservation of a lot of local character, and they have a very tight-knit senior community there. What is there to do there? You've got biking, you still got the Trail of Coeur d'Alene, comes right down through that area. You have Silver Mountain for skiing and biking, Lookout Mountain for skiing and biking, and with the Hiawatha, we talked about other senior activities if you like playing pickleball or some of those types of things, but there's a lot to do down in that area. The only downside is there's not a lot of medical services over there, so you would have to come back up over the 4th of July Pass, if you're needing specialty things, or, even on into that Spokane area. So, and that's going to probably put you about 30, 40 minutes. And then, of course, in the winter, with snow on the pass, it may be one of those things that you're not really wanting to do much. So Beautiful area down there, but it's not always the most convenient for getting back up into that Coeur d'Alene area or even over to the Spokane. But, some of the practical considerations, obviously depending on where you're thinking about going, moving logistics, financial planning, healthcare preparation, what insurances do you have, what insurances are accepted here, and maybe even some community integration tips. So we can certainly help with any of that. Me and my team, we are never too busy for you. Give us a call, shoot us a text, and please take the time, download our free relocation guide. The link is just below the video here, and would be happy to talk to you about your plans of either just coming to North Idaho or coming and retiring to North Idaho. But we'd like to be a part and help make your move to North Idaho a smooth transition. We'll see you on the next video.